feel like to go through a month like this as a team? You guys have had these kind of months, but to open up a season like that, how much confidence does that build?
Yeah, I mean, every team wants to come out and get off, on a good foot. Really kind of since the start of spring, just feel like we've been, playing for the most part good, clean baseball. Doing the little things, and they've kind of been adding up. Last year it felt like a lot. We were on the losing side of a lot of those tight games, and couldn't get the big hit to get things going. And this year it's kind of been flip flopped, and taking advantage of a lot of opportunities and getting wins for it.
What has Ozzie meant to this lineup construction?
Yeah, he's been great. To be able to have a bat like that, switch hitter, hit any pitch in any location at any time. Driving the ball, can run. It's big. And, you can throw him in any spot and he fits. So I'm sure Walt's having some fun with that. Being able to just kind of plug him in wherever he needs.
What did you think of Chris today? And then that line drive he almost took to the face. What do you think of that?
He had a pretty funny reaction. Yeah, he's got gold on there for a reason, right? Some quick reflexes. He threw great. That one inning looked like a couple pitches got away from him, and then just classic Sale fashion, bared down, got the strikeout on Harper, and other than that, it looked like his slider was moving a lot today. Obviously the heater was there, but just a good clean start from him.
How was it do for the offense's confidence to see Chris get out of that bases loaded 3-0 jam going into the next inning and kind of keep going?
Yeah. I mean, up 6-0. Them to get a little traffic and start to feel a little momentum for them and shut it down. It's big. You get a 6-run lead with Sale on the mound. You feel pretty good, and you get a scenario like that where he's got to make some pitches, and he does. It really feels good.
Do you feel like in this first month you've had any matchups with relievers that maybe wouldn't have come about in years past, just with the way this lineup has been constructed, whether it be Drake in front of you or Ozzie?
Them bringing people in.
Yeah, or just
No, I wouldn't say. Typically they're getting lefties ready for me. The only difference is they're normally coming in for Baldy in front of me now, which at times can be a little of help. Be able to see them against a lefty before you actually face him. So Baldy has to be the guinea pig a little bit for me, but I think Baldy and I both feel comfortable facing lefties. It's kind of the standard, bringing a left on left, but yeah.
How about just to start out the way you guys did, stinging 3 straight balls against Nola? Was it just kind of just a reminder of what you have there at the top of your lineup, or just a good day against Nola as well?
Yeah, that was one of the things that Walt talked about in spring is the ability to get out and score some runs in the first, and like I said, with Sale on the mound too, to be able to jump out to a lead and feel good. Obviously, it's not like you can try harder and score runs in the first, but felt like we had a good plan today. We went out and kind of attacked Nola, and he settled in and pitched well the rest of the game after those first couple innings. But to be able to jump out early is a good feeling.
You have 12 more day game home runs than any other player in the MLB. Might just be an odd stat, but do you have any extra pep in your step for these day games?
No, I don't know. Maybe I should talk to Eddie Perez, my BP thrower, because we don't hit BP on day games. Maybe he's messing me up.
Anyone?
This year's going to have some of the stats you've had early this season are very similar to your career year back in 2023. How are you feeling now versus then?
Early on in the year it's always different. By the time we get to September, I feel like you forget April every year. It feels like forever ago. It's just how long the season is. So, obviously good to see some results, square some balls up, but kind of feel like still have some left out there. I punch out base loaded today, you know, ability to just, hit a fly ball, score a run, little things like that. There's always kind of room to improve, but, yeah, I'll take it when I can.
Thanks, Matt.